Hey everybody, how's it going? I thought we'd jump in today with a quick review of mean, median, mode, and range. So let's start off like you would always start off with one of these, with a set of data, which we have back here. Now as you can see, our data points are 7, 1, 1, 7, 1, 3, 1. And if you wanted to, you could say that this data might represent, I don't know, the number of donuts a group of students brought for me one day. I think it's fair. I mean, it's a reasonable amount. I'd probably eat that many before lunch. Anyhow, let's take a look at this data. Now, when I'm figuring out mean, median, mode, and range, the first thing I always do is I put my data in order from least to greatest. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to rewrite my data. 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 7, 7. Now what I've done is I made my data a little bit easier to understand and to work with. Let's jump in with a couple of the easy ones first. Let's go with mode. Now mode, as you'll remember, is the number that occurs the most in the set of data. So if I'm looking up here, the number that occurs the most in my set of data is clearly 1. I have 4 1s, 1, 3, and 2 7s. So 1 would be my mode. Next, I'm going to look for my median. And my median is simply the number in the middle of my data. So I'm going to go and I'm just going to work outside in until I get to the number in the center. In this case, again, the median is 1. Next, I'm going to find my range. Now, the range is the difference between the greatest number in your data set and the lowest number in your data set. And in this case, the greatest number in my data set is 7, and the lowest is 1, which means if I take 7 and subtract 1, I get 6. 6 is the range of my data. Finally, I have to find the mean, and the mean is the overall average, or the fair share. If I was going to take all these numbers and put them together, take all these donuts and put them together, and then divide them up equally, how many would there be? So in order to find that, the first thing I've got to do is add up all of my data. Let's take a look. I got 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7, plus 7 is 14, plus 7 more is 21. 21 donuts all together. So if I add them up, 21 donuts. Now what I've got to do is I've got to divide them equally. What do I divide them by? Well, I look at the number of pieces of data. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of data. So I have to take that 21 and I'm going to divide it into 7 equal groups. I'll take my 21 and I'll divide it into 7 equal groups. Now I am very good with my multiplication, so I recognize these numbers right away, 7 and 21, and I know that 7 goes into 21 3 times. 3 times 7 is 21. I'm just going to check it, subtract 0, which would mean my mean is 3. Not that bad. Can be done very quickly. Most important things I can point out. Number 1, always, always, always arrange your data in order from least to greatest. I find this is the most common mistake. So always make sure when you're given a set of data and you're asked to find mean, median, mode, and range, or any of the 4, start by organizing your data from least to greatest. It will be the most helpful. Anyway, that's all I got for you for math today. I hope to see you again soon, and leave me some good feedback.